Gracious me, here we go. Right, so, when you're working in the kitchen, right, especially if you're working in a restaurant, right, you'll get the head chef shouting out the orders, whatever it may be, yeah, fish and chips or whatever it may be, and then you might a well-designed kitchen will have the fridge there, your workbench there, your cooking area there, right? So you're not moving very fast. So once you have cooked you don't move from it. You just hand it over, and someone picks it up and takes it to the hot plate, and it goes into the restaurant, right? So remember, in September I told you about mise en place, to be prepared beforehand. Yeah. So little simple things that will help. It's simple, but you'll be surprised how effective it can be. Now, when it comes to seasoning, every section, the sauce section, the veg section, the fish section, whatever section, all the savoury, they will all have their own seasoning pot, so that when they get the order, they're not running all over the place or going into there. No. So, if you are going to do a salt and pepper mix, and a lot of students get it wrong, you don't put 1 spoon of salt, 1 spoon of pepper, because the pepper will overtake anything you're trying to cook. You will always say the pepper because it's too much. It's 1 spoon of salt to 1/4. So, okay, I'm using a soup spoon. It won't matter if I use a teaspoon. It won't matter if I use a service spoon. Yeah? In fact, it doesn't matter if I use a ladle. It is the same ratio. Yeah? But why do I use a spoon? A, because it's hygienic when you're working with raw meat and raw fish. So if I put, let's say, 3 of those in there, then I can get away with about half. Yeah. And because we're using pork today, white meat, like chicken, pork, we don't use veal so much, and fish, and vegetables, unless otherwise you use white pepper. Dark meats and dark vegetables, you use black pepper. Yeah. Some cultures use black pepper for everything, but in the commercial culinary trade, white meat and light vegetables, white sauces like cheese sauce, white pepper. Bolognese, stews, black pepper. Mix away, mix away. And that is a good ratio. So you'll get the saltiness and a slight peppery when you season. That one there, it just sits there. Yeah? And everybody can come along and just use it. Cool? Right. The next one, right, is the portion. Oh my gosh. Now, can you get me a chopping knife from that knife box? If you could be so kind. I'm thanking you. Right, so today's lesson is going to be a Provençal. So a Provençal is tomato based. So it's going to be basically a ratatouille. Yeah? Right. So it's up to me now to see how I can make sure that you guys. So I see now. I'm going to give it a quick demonstration, just quick. Right? I've got 10 there. Right, so far so good, no? Yeah? Right. If I've got 5 of these green ones, I'll give it a green as well. I'm not stingy. The red peppers are sweeter, is the sweetest of the lot. So far so good, no? Yeah? Right. What I'm trying to avoid is silly wastes, silly little bits of vegetables just sitting around, you know, just cut up and not doing anything with. Right, so why? Because as chefs we are supposed to maximise a product and minimise wastage. Correction? Yeah? Right, so that and that. Right, the onion. The lonely onion. Right? Now, normally, everybody cuts the onion and leaves something silly lying in the box. Right. To be honest with you, some colleges, I want to tell you the honest truth, yeah? I want to tell you the honest truth. Some colleges, when the students come into the lesson, right, all of this is already weighed out and prepared for them. Yeah? One of the colleges I used to work at, that's what they used to do. I had to go in there and make sure that all the bowls for all the students was already there. All the ingredients was in the bowls. The flour, the butter, the milk was weighed, the jugs, everything, yeah? So it's something that really and truly is, years ago, I used to practice, it was part of my training as a chef lecturer, yeah? Different colleges have different rules. It is good for you guys to come in and just pick a bowl and go to your section. But it's also good for you guys to do your own weighing because it's part of your weights and measurements, and that way, when I was first starting out, it was imperial, so you get like ounces and grams, yeah? Now it's just metric only. It was like that, yeah? So, right, so once again, look at the courgette, malarkey. Look at the courgette malarkey. Now, the best way to cut a courgette will not be like this. It'll be like this. Yeah? You got it? Why do I do that? Still half. Yeah? It's still half. So far so good, no? Yeah? And what's going to leave on my section is a very tiny section where you take your bowl. Yeah? So that's good for me. Yeah? So far so good. What else is there? This stuff here, I want to take it and do a demonstration of it, yeah? So what I'm going to do is put the garlic in your bowl. Don't take anything just yet. I want to put the aubergine in there, yeah? So I want to sort out the aubergine. And then, this is Mediterranean vegetables, yeah? Made, if it was red peppers, it'd be Mediterranean, yeah? It'd be Mediterranean vegetables. So, the next thing I'm going to do, or the last thing, huh? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Alright, if there's more than 10, I'll do another one. But I've still got enough anyway, so. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to consider I hope you guys have brought takeaway containers. Right, now I'm going to tell you a great way how to cook this. Great way how to cook this, yeah? Right, and I'm going to tell you why. When you're cooking courgettes, the best way to cook courgettes is to fry it. Yeah? Not to steam it, not to boil it, or to poach it, because it's a very water-based, like cucumber, it's a very water-based vegetable. Yeah? When you've got a mixture of med vegetables, the best way to cook it, real good way, is to get yourself a nice bowl, a little bit of salt, a little bit of oil, mix it all in, put it on a flat tray, and stick it in the oven. Yeah? When the vegetables come out, then you make your tomato, whatever, sauce or whatever you, and then you mix those roasted vegetables back into the ratatouille. It is banging. The vegetables are firm. Yeah? So we're going to do that one. I'm just going to stop this for a second. Resume. Right, okay. So now, I did say that when you cut your vegetables for this ratatouille, you want it fairly chunky, and we are going to we're going to roast it, and we're going to add it to a sauce. Yeah, so tomato sauce, a Provençal. So I want to have fairly chunky vegetables. And I need a jug with some oil in it. And I'm going to show you the quickest way to season vegetables. You'll be very, very surprised. You'll be very, very surprised. Right, oil in it. Yeah. It's going to be fantastic. I do like ratatouille. It was delicious. I had one today. I had some today. It was delicious. Ooh la la. And I must probably have some of this for my breakfast tomorrow. Again? Yeah, because it's vegetables, so it's healthy, isn't it? And I've got to eat in the morning. What
yeah, last week you had pizza.
I had pizza. Yes, this morning I had fish and rice. Oh my God! Live it up, yes.
How can you eat fish and rice in the morning?
Because it's delicious. A muscle builder told me it is better to eat big food in the morning and small food like salad in the evening, because when you eat in the evening you're going to bed, so you don't burn up the energy, but in the morning you burn the energy all the way through the day, so it's better to have all your proteins and stuff in the morning. So I thought about it and I thought it does make a little bit of sense. Yeah?
So what fish did you have for lunch?
I had trouts this morning. I had grilled baked trout. It was delicious. Wish you were here.
In the morning.
In the morning.
I have coffee. Delicious coffee.
It depends on on your stomach lining, how tough it is. And some people, they can't manage anything that heavy in the morning. They have to have something light. But you go to some cafeterias and you see some builders are eating burgers and chips for breakfast. Yeah? So it just depends on, as I said before, it's fairly rustic. You'll see what I'm doing, yeah? It's fairly rustic. Right? But at the same time, it will come together really nicely. Right? I used to like watching Jamie Oliver, the Naked Chef, not because he didn't have any clothes on, but because his cooking style was really rustic. It wasn't la-di-da like a restaurant. It was really home from home, so I could understand it. Yeah, but the food was good. I used to love it. I'm going to use all of it because what's the point in keeping it? For who? Right? Right? And this, I remember, if I've made enough, the restaurant will open tomorrow, so I can use it. So it's not as if it's going to get thrown away or anything like that. Method of my madness. But you see that nice and rustic, not little and teeny and dainty. Don't spend a lot of time chopping your vegetables, please. As you can see, I'm not. It's almost like a mirepoix. Yeah? And then, could you pass me 2 trays? That's not going to fit in one. Yep, 1, 2. Thank you. I'm thinking to myself, I'm thinking again. Let me think again. Yeah, I use 2 trays. If you want to use a bigger tray next door, because your oven is wider than the one I'm using there, by all means, but put it back. Right, I was going to use that oven there, but it isn't on, so it'll take a bit of time to warm up. So you'll see what I'm doing. Yeah, so put my onions in there. Lovely colours. I might add some thyme to it later on. I might add thyme actually to the tomato sauce. There is a recipe where you make a ratatouille and Yorkshire pudding and you stuff the Yorkshire pudding with ratatouille. Wow, ooh la la. Right? So, exactly. I'm going to use all this garlic because I've got quite a bit of vegetables. One of the quickest ways of peeling garlic is give it a little bash and break a little bit. And I'm just going to pull off the skin like that and it releases the garlic. Quick and easy. Yeah? Quick and easy. Right. I like garlic and I like ginger, especially that combination. It's delicious. When I'm making fresh curry, I use garlic and ginger. It's delicious. Right?
The way you can do curry.
One day, maybe no. I'm joking. Now, I've got a question for you. Seeing as you want to do a curry, what cooking method is curry? Huh? Come. It's a stew. I asked my students that. I said, give me a favourite stew beginning with C. They couldn't think. Curry is a stew. Right, just because it's spicy, but the cooking method, yeah, is stewing. You cook the meat in boiling water, simmering in water or simmering liquid, regardless of what spices you put in there, right, until the meat becomes tender. It's usually about an hour, isn't it? And if you cook something for an hour, that's a stew, isn't it? So there you go. There you go, you learnt something today. Right, so let's get these garlic all chopped up. Once again, I'm not going to do it too fine because I don't have to. And I've got the option to either place it in with the vegetables or fry it separately with the tomato ketchup or with the tomato. But I don't know at this stage if I'm going to blitz the tomato sauce or what. I might do that rustic. So what I do, easy. Right, mix it up like that, and put it into the trays, and that's it. Right? Not a lot of mess, is it? No. Right? And that is why I encourage, especially the first year. If we're doing a mixed Mediterranean roasted vegetables, do it like this. Rather than chop it all up on the tray and then put the oil. No. Season it in a bowl like this. You'll get even coating of oil on the vegetables. Even coating of seasoning. How long will it take? 10 to 15 minutes. In the oven, 150. Take it out, let it cool, and then we can make our tomato sauce. Ooh la la! Thinking to myself, I might need this. Give me that for us. Right. I'm thinking to myself that whilst this bowl is still sitting here, I might as well season up this wonderful meat. Yeah. Right, because what have we got to do if we got meat, especially if it's grilled meat, and we've got vegetables, what should we do? We need to season 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, that's good. Right, let's make sure we've got enough. Right. So you've got your meat. What happened there? Did you see that? Everybody see that? When you finish with something, you can refill it. So get the salt, get the pepper, and refill it for me, please. Right. I can't because my hand's got meat all over it. Come round.
Okay, that's fine.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see everybody do, yeah? If you know that you've finished something and others are going to use it, don't leave it there, just lying around.
No.
That's right, that's right away.
No,
Just fill it up, fill it up. 3 spoons of salt, half a spoon of white pepper. Yeah? Half a spoon. Put it on the sink, please. That'll do, that's it, mix it all up. Well done. Mix it all up. Mix it all in, and then give me a spoon in here. Not too full, 1 spoon. Show me.
show me.
Right. Yeah, go on. That's enough. Go, you want this? Pass me here. I can't touch it now.
That's fine.
Yeah. Less than that. Less. Yeah, that was it. All of it. Yeah? Now, what should we do with this? Tell me.
Leave it sit.
Huh?
Leave it to marinate.
In the fridge.
You don't need to.
Alright. Huh?
What cling film?
No, you don't need cling film. Right, so we're going to grill some meat later on. In the meantime, we are going to make, or I'm going to make, a fantastic tomato sauce. It's so simple but effective. What do I have? I've got water, 250 millilitres of water approximately. I've got tomato puree, vinegar, sugar, thyme, salt and pepper. I don't need no onions and I don't need no garlic. Why? It's already in the ratatouille. Yeah? So I can turn this on and I'm going to mix the vinegar with the sugar. What's that called? No. Tell them.
Gastric.
It's called a gastric. Right? When you're making a sweet and sour sauce or something like that, you do a gastric. This is going to add a little bit of ooh la la to my tomato, so it's going to bring it up with a little bit of time. Right, once you add that tomato sauce to the ratatouille with the garlic and the onions, what can I say? Right, so my vinegar goes in there and my sugar goes in there. Don't want to burn it. Now, it is a reduction sauce. Yeah? Bear it in mind, reduction sauce. So what you're making here is a reduction sauce. So when you're writing out your portfolios, well, when you do your assessments, this is a reduction sauce. What is a reduction sauce? It's when you reduce it down, and as it's reducing down, it starts to thicken. Yeah? Always make sure you have the right measuring tool. Yeah? Delicious. Right, very delicious. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to add tomatoes. It's just chopped tomatoes, real blended tomatoes. I can add that. I can add some salt and pepper, not too much. Remember, you've already seasoned the vegetables already. What you don't want to do is overpower it with salt and pepper. It will spoil the sauce and the wonderful experience that you're about to get. $250 millilitres of water. And all I'm going to do is let that reduce. Right, so if I'm going to reduce it to how much? 125 millilitres, half. Right, you're too clever. So bring it up to the boil and let it simmer. Yeah? You will find it will start to thicken. It won't get too thick, but it will thicken. Little bit of herbs. Ooh la la. Thyme. Another good herb for tomato sauce is basil. So that is going to reduce by half. Yeah? So what I will do, once actually, pass the meat. That is a good idea. That is a good idea. Just stick it there. Just stick it there. Right? Let me just check. Yeah, stick it in. It's there. Right. So, come on, you ball. What I'm going to do, I'm going to check my griddle to make sure. Oh no! Oh no, that's it. That's it. Right, hot and delicious. Right, and I'm going to get the meat. And I come this side, come around here. Watch a professional do his work. Like that. And like that. Right, sit back in the fridge. So, the sauce is reducing and the meat is cooking. Right, so what I'm going to do now, normally when you're doing griddle meat, it's good if you can get that crisscross type design. So if you see what I've done, yeah? You watching me? You watching? Oh, it looks like you're watching somebody else. Alright? Give it a few minutes. And then I'm going to pick it up.
I'm not happy.
And turn it like that. And then when I turn it over, you'll see a crisscross shape. Pick it up like that. And turn it like that. Yeah? In the meantime, let's see what the sauce is saying.
Sorry, can I get my veg out?
I'm sure you can. Right. So what I will do now, I will call you back when I'm going to plate it up. You don't have to plate it up. Right? Hold on. So it's add the rest of the tomatoes to it. So it might not look like it's reduced, but it's reduced. I'll show you the consistency, yeah? When you're serving hot food,
You warm the dishes up.
right, so I've got my ratatouille here. So what I can do, take that off, right, and I can add my ratatouille to my lovely tomato sauce. And remember that the garlic and the onions are in here, so that's going to lift it up to a very nice flavour. And then I'm going to ladle the ratatouille into the bowl. Can you see what I mean? Yeah, for presentation. Lovely. Look at that. Nice, no? Ooh la la. Right?
Yeah.
Just a little bit more. Yeah. Like that. That's what you want dinner. Right? Like that. Yeah. Let me do that so the camera can see my wonderful masterpiece. Simple. Oh la la. Simple but delicious, no? Yeah? Bon appetit. Wish you were here. Right, so go with that. This